Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. So today's video is all about the new Anastasia Beverly Subculture palette. Oh my goodness, there's been so many reviews on this palette, mainly negative, and I have been trying as much as possible not to watch any other video ever since negative reviews started popping up on this palette, and I'm glad I did it. So in this video I'm going to share with you guys live swatches, a demo, and my opinion on it as well. So yeah, if you're interested, be sure to keep on watching this video. Alright, so let's get started. So this is Cube. Alright, can you see that? You see how pink it looks, and it looks really white in the palette. So I'm grabbing the brush that came with the Subculture palette. So when I swatch with finger, I'm gonna follow it with a brush swatch as well. Okay, I'm sure you can see that. Alright, this is done. Okay, so there we have done. Alright, next I'm just gonna brush. Okay, yeah, I see what people are saying now, like the minute you dip your brush into it, it just has, it's very powdery. It's so powdery. Ugh, I don't like that color. That color looks dirty. Literally, even when I touch it lightly, it just has a massive kickback. Let me come closer. And I'm actually not pressing it hard. I'm not going in too hard. I'm just going in lightly, and it just has so much. Come on, Anastasia. This is very powdery, but it is all about the pigmentation and the blending. So let's keep going. Okay, so that's the shade Adorn. Just doing a brush swatch. So there we've got Adorn. I'm sorry, these swatches don't look pretty, but alright, so this is the shade All Star. Alright, we're going into shade Mercury. Axis. It doesn't feel nice and creamy and smooth. It just feels powdery, you know what I mean? I need to put powder under my eyes so that way it can catch fallout, because this is definitely going to give me fallout. Alright, so that's the shade Axis. Alright, can you see that? I'm just going to go ahead and just finger swatch it all. Alright, so that's Roxy. This is Electric. This is Fudge. This is New Wave. This is Untamed. Untamed is similar to Axis, but a lighter version of Axis. Can you see that? Yeah. We have Edge. And we have Rowdy right here. Where's Edge? Oh, there's Edge. And that's Rowdy. Alright, so there we go. This is the shades. They swatch okay, but they're quite powdery, you know what I mean? And it goes on my carpet. The more I do that, it goes on my carpet. That's it. So this is what the palette looks like. As you can see, it came in the box right here, just same as the Modern Renaissance palette. The same way the Modern Renaissance palette is packaged, that's the same way the Subculture palette is packaged. At the back as well, it also has the list of ingredients and also the list of the shadows in there. And the eyeshadow palette contains 14 eyeshadows, same as the Modern Renaissance palette. It also comes with a brush as well. And as you can see, the palette also comes with a mirror. It also comes with something covering the mirror. What you're seeing on camera right now is what the color of this palette looks like. So I wish the palette itself would have this kind of green instead of this washed out green, but oh well, to each his own. This palette, which I bought this palette for about 70 Australian dollars or so. I bought it online the day they launched, and it actually got to me yesterday. I picked it up at FedEx yesterday. They tried to deliver it the day before, but they couldn't find my address. So what I'm trying to say is quick, really fast deliveries for my babes in Australia. If you're wondering if ABH posts to Australia, yes, they absolutely do, and shipping is not so bad. So fantastic. Oh, and also it also came in this box right here with this whatever it is called inside, which I think is really good. So which means the product is really nice and packaged. Okay, so this palette is mainly a cool palette, but it also has some warm features in it as well. So on the back, they say it's an essential eyeshadow collection with 14 shades featuring grungy matte and bold metallic with an underground edge. Okay, so looking at the color, I get nervous instantly because I'm like, oh sugar, what am I gonna create? Because I'm more of a warm tone girl. I love colors like this. Okay, but I mainly bought this palette because I want to keep expanding my horizon and keep trying out new shades, new colors and whatnot. And also I bought it because I like the fact that it's a predecessor, it's a successor, a sister to the Modern Renaissance palette. So that's the main reason why I bought it, in case you're interested. Okay, all right, so with that being said, here is a quick demo for you. Okay, so I'm a little bit closer. I'm gonna go ahead and prep my lid, and I'm using a Kat Von D Lock It Cream Concealer in the shade D31 Warm. And now I'm going to go in the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder, okay? And I'm just going to apply this on top of the concealer to kind of have that white contrast to it as well. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and apply the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder in shade Warm Saffron under my eyes. If I've already done my base, I'm just going to apply the powder under my eyes to catch any fallout. I'm actually going to be using both brushes that came in both of these palettes, the Modern Renaissance brush and the Subculture brush, okay? Yeah. So I'm going to be using this end right here, and I'm going to dig into, I just literally just lightly pressed into it, and I have, did you see that? Okay, so this is the brush. You see that? It actually transfers to the other shade. That's the wrong shade. I was trying to grab Dawn and I grabbed Roxy, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, going into shade Dawn, and I'm gonna use this as my transition, okay? That's what we got. Okay. I actually don't need to use this as my transition because I've already set my eyelid. I'm just gonna put this all over my eyelid, actually. I'm gonna go into shade Fudge. I'm just gonna apply this in my... It is very pigmented. ABH palettes are quite pigmented. I mean, I've only used the Modern Renaissance, but they're very, very pigmented. So this is really pigmented, but it's still really, really quite powdery though. So you just gotta be really, really careful with it. Okay, I was actually expecting that amount that I had there to take me all over because my Modern Renaissance takes me here. Does that make sense? But it didn't. Okay, it blended out nicely, but because it's quite powdery, it doesn't really it's not easy to maneuver around. I don't know. I can't explain this. Let's just keep going. There's a lot of kickback in this palette. Okay. And I'm going in really lightly, guys, really lightly. Okay, I'm going in with the shade All Star. I'm going to focus this on my outer crease. You see that I already have a lot of fallout under there, you know. I don't know. Let's go in with the shade Edge, and I'm using the flat end. Oop, that's a lot. Should I put a concealer down first? No, let's see. Okay, that's not bad. It's really good, actually. Usually I would cut my crease or put a concealer down first, but it's not bad. Just patting it into the lid. Okay, that's really nice actually. That's really, really cool. And when you're patting it, it doesn't really have a massive fallout. Actually, I don't see any fallout from the shade when you're patting it in. But when you're swiping it in, there's a lot of fallouts. Do you know what I mean? You see that already? Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to go into All Star again and just grab a tiny little bit, and I'm going to blend it into the yellow a little bit, just right here. Okay, remember guys, my hooded eyes are different on both sides. This one is more hooded than this eye is, so it's not gonna look the same, just so you know. That's really cool. Just put it in my inner corner. This palette is quite powdery, there's no doubt about that, no doubt about it, but it blends really beautifully, so I don't mind the blendability of it. It is not perfect, it's nowhere as great as the Modern Renaissance palette is in terms of blending, but it still does the job. Okay, I'm gonna go into the shade Cube because I'm just dying to have this in my brow bone. I'm gonna put this in my brow bone. Where are you? Cube is quite pink. It looks white in the palette, but look at that. It is quite pink. I'm literally trying to pack it in, but it doesn't want to come. Cube doesn't want to come on. That's too much. It came too much. Okay, I feel like I should have done a cut crease. Alright, so that's really good. So now I'm using the other end of the brush. I'm going back into All Star just a little bit, and I'm going to smudge this on my bottom lid. I'm gonna grab the shade Rowdy and do the same thing. Oh, shit. Rowdy's almost showing up as black, but it has a deep purple undertone to it. Okay, it looks like I have a black eye. I don't know why I did that, but we gotta make it even. Let's just make it even. Just take care of this powder under here. This is a damned beauty sponge. Look at how big that is. Alright, so now that my under eye is looking a little bit better, I'm gonna go ahead and apply mascara. I'm probably going to do a wing, and I'm going to put my lashes on, and I'll be right back. guys, so this is it all done. As you can see, it looks really good. I don't mind this. It looks really good, except for the fact that the shade, the yellow shade, is literally disappearing from my inner corner right here. And the more I try to top it off to kind of just, you know, eradicate that, the fact that it wants to make an actual disappearance, the worse it gets. I'm just going to leave it like that. The thing is, there's a lot of difference when it comes to blendability when you're comparing both of these palettes. They are very different. This one, literally the Subculture palette, when you apply it, it doesn't really want to move about. Like, you know, when you apply it to kind of use it to spread it across your lid, it doesn't give you that easy to maneuver. You know, it doesn't have that easy to maneuver quality to it, but this Modern Renaissance palette definitely does. Now, with that being said, is it still worth it with the price? Because I spent like $70 on this palette. Is it still worth it? I think that's something you just gotta decide for yourself, because yes, it is quite very powdery when you dig into it. And I keep saying digging. Let me stop using the word digging. Even when you tap it lightly, it is very powdery. There's quite a lot of kickback from this palette, and I see how Elisa actually easily hit pan, because the more you go in, the quicker it will finish. I kid you not. Like, it is quite pigmented. There's quite a lot of payoff when it comes to this eyeshadow, so there's no doubt about that. Anastasia Beverly Hills, like, from the Modern Renaissance palette, you know that they have really quite pigmented shadows. One thing I noticed in the Modern Renaissance palette is that this also has quite a fair bit of fallout as well. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, when you touch both palettes, there is quite a fair bit of kickback in both of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, as you can see, this is Red Ochre, and that's All Star up there. I'm going to put a dot on that so you can see. Even All Star doesn't really have as much kickback as the Red Ochre and the Modern Renaissance palette does. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, one thing I've noticed is the kickback in both palettes are quite similar. So, like, if you already own the Modern Renaissance palette and you're thinking of buying the Subculture palette and you're worried about the kickback and the powderiness that everyone has been talking about, honestly guys, you have the same kickback and powderiness in the Modern Renaissance palette as there is in the Subculture palette. Now, in some shades, like, there's quite a fair bit more. There's a little bit more than there is in the Modern Renaissance palette. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, all these talks about the fact that it's very powdery, it's very there's a lot of kickback, like, it's not worth it and all that stuff. I'm like, if you saved your coin, okay, and you bought the Modern Renaissance palette, you shouldn't really have an issue with the powderiness and the kickback in the Subculture palette, because you have it in this palette as well. That's the Modern Renaissance palette. So I have been noticing the kickback and the fallout from the Modern Renaissance palette ever since I got it, and I just kind of thought, oh well, it's there, but it's pigmented, it's easy to blend, I'm okay with it. And that, I'm saying the same thing about the Subculture palette. Kickback is there, fallout is there, but it's pigmented and it's easy to blend, and I'm okay with it, okay? And I know how to use it, so that way I don't hit pan immediately. Do you know what I mean? So you just got to be careful with it, you know what I'm saying? So that's it. I hope this video helped you out. I hope you like the swatches and the demo. I don't mind this look at all. It looks really good. It looks nice and clean, nice and fresh. Not so bad. Now, I'm not sure about the lip color, but anyway. So I hope this video helped you out. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to check out my two previous videos right here, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so, and please turn on your notification and thumbs up the video as well. So whatever you're doing, to love yourself, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.